Good evening, brothers and sisters, lovers, haters, boys, girls, and vibrations. Why the shades, you might ask? Well, I think I'm pulling them off. I think I'm rocking them. Now, the reason is I just went to make the video there and I looked at myself on camera and my eyes were red raw because I've just got out the saunas and the steam room and that, and it looks like I've had about 100 bongs. My eyes are red raw and it's not ideal for making content. So I put the shades on and I think I'm rocking them well. I think I definitely overdone the steam room. My face is a bit red and my eyes are terrible. But short video tonight about my next 4 podcast guests. Next 4 podcast guests. This coming Thursday we have no other than Gary Taz Carroll, ex-Foreign Legion, ex-paratrooper, ex-mercenary. Looking forward to getting Gary Taz on, talking about his bit of his upbringing, his military background, all the conflict and combat zones he's been in, to his mercenary work, and through to the modern day with his PTSD, and how he handles that stuff and how he goes about his business. Gary Taz Carroll this coming Thursday. Following Thursday, we have Seamus Devlin, professional boxer out of Paddingham, and this Saturday Seamus will be breaking the record for the most active British professional boxer. The most active British professional boxer. Not familiar with the numbers. I don't know the numbers, but he's had more fights than anybody in a year. Seamus Devlin will be on to talk a bit more about that. We'll be going into his fighting background. He's done a bit of unlicensed, bit of bare knuckle, and now he's a pro with a lot of fights under his belt. He's a throwback fighter, is Seamus. I've got a lot of time for him, and my respect for him is just off the charts. I've met him, of course, in person. I'm looking forward to meeting him again and getting him on the podcast to talk all things boxing. Then the following guest after that is Ben Hatchett. Looking forward to getting Ben Hatchett on. Really like the corner that Ben Hatchett's turned round at the minute. He's on that positive direction. He's making brilliant content. He's in recovery. And I'm looking forward to getting a bit more of his backstory. I know he's been on a few platforms, but I've got some questions that not many people will have asked. We'll be going into a little bit of his prison time, into Broadmoor, through to him getting out, finding boxing, into the bare knuckle, and where he's at now. Looking forward to getting Ben on. A lot of time and admiration for Ben Hatchett. Good lad. Then last, but by no means least, we have Matt Legg. We haven't secured a date yet for Matt Legg, but he's confirmed that he'll come on the podcast. So it's going to be in that order. When Matt gives us a date, we'll get the studio and we'll work around Matt. Matt's pretty new to YouTube. Anyone that knows boxing knows Matt Legg, former Anthony Joshua opponent. He shared the ring with some world-class operators, James Toney. The list goes on, where Matt Legg will share a bit more on that. When he comes on the podcast, we'll go into his extensive amateur background, how we found amateur boxing, how we found boxing into his pro career, and where he's at now. Matt's pretty new on YouTube, but his channel's booming. He's getting a lot of support, and rightly so. His content is very positive. He conducts himself in a very polite, and courteous and positive manner. I like the way he is. I'm looking forward to meeting him in person and getting him on the podcast. So there's the next 4 guests secured for the Knee Divies podcast down the studio. Looking forward to getting them on and giving you all a bit of top content from the studio. Big shout out to Immortal Arts Studio, who made this, took this podcast to the next level and made this new level of content possible. Big shout out to them, boys. Thank you very much for listening, people. I'll be making a video on them in the morning from the gym on power punching. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now. Good night and God bless. Ta-da.